Afternoon and welcome everyone here to the campus of Indiana University East. Lingle Court here for day 2 of the Bob Wettig Invitational Tournament. I am Michael Gallion and I'll be spending the day with you if you choose to listen to us here on the Eastern Hancock Sports Network. We're getting ready. We're about 5 minutes away from tip-off as the Eastern Hancock Royals are set to take on the Tindley Tigers. Both of these teams finished second in their pool yesterday. Eastern Hancock defeated North Decatur and fell to Bloomington South. Tindley, on the other hand, defeated Indianapolis Homeschool and lost to Lawrenceburg. They're playing here today at IU East, and the winner will take on Greensburg over at Richmond at the Tiernan Center. The loser at 5 o'clock, The loser will play at 5 o'clock as well here against Heritage High School. Couple of notes here about these two teams. We'll start with the Tindley Tigers. The Tindley Tigers are coached by Omar Dillard. Coach Dillard is 52-35 here in his 4th year at Tindley. They are 5-5 on the season and 3-0 in Greater Indianapolis Conference play. Their key wins include wins over George Washington, Eminence, and Indiana Math and Science Academy. Key losses include tough games to Warren Central, Lawrenceburg, and Gary 21st Century. This is the first meeting all time between these two programs in basketball, although the teams have met on the football field twice in 2012 and 2013. Leading scorers here for the Tindley Tigers. DeJean Hall averages 19 points a game, but I believe I saw him walking around in a boot, so I don't believe Hall's going to be playing. There is Orlando Hall, the senior, number 3, averaging 19 points per game. Is averaging 19 points per game with a season high of 31 against Eminence. We're also high scoring from Thomas Clark, the freshman, averaging 7.5 points, 3.5 rebounds. And Julian Robinson, the big guy, averaging 7.5 points and 4.5 rebounds. Tindley is a young basketball program. They've played their first IHSA basketball game back in 2008, but they've already won 5 sectional titles in their short 14-year existence. They won the state title in 2017 and were heavy favorites to repeat the following year before being upset by the Morristown Yellow Jackets in the regional. Watched Tindley play a little bit yesterday. They're an incredibly athletic team who loves to attack from everywhere, and they really get up and down the court. They'll make some mistakes due to their aggressive nature, and it'll be up to the savvy Royal veterans to try to take advantage of those openings that they give us. Take a look here at Eastern Hancock. Eastern Hancock is coached by Aaron Spalding. Aaron Spalding has 288 wins to 243 losses here in his 24th year. Some key wins include wins over Northeastern, Randolph Southern, and North Decatur. Their only 2 losses have come to New Pal and Bloomington South, a couple of 4A programs. Eastern Hancock is 7-2 on the year and 3-0 in Mid-Eastern Conference play. They're averaging 66 points a game and only giving up 42. As we said, the Royals yesterday had to be considered a successful day, even though they went 1-1. They defeated North Decatur easily, and they battled with an incredibly hot Bloomington South team who hit 18 of 21 free throws and 9 of 16 three-pointers. It's going to be hard to beat anybody when they shoot those kind of numbers. More importantly, Coach Spalding's squad got experience in a tournament-like environment that will prepare us for the sectional and beyond. Today, we'll see even more of that incredibly athletic and high-scoring team here in the Tindley Tigers. The Spalding twins continue to be on fire. Silas dropped 20 against Bloomington South, and Jake matched that total against North Decatur. Silas also hit 8 of 12 three-pointers yesterday, bringing his season average up to 36% from beyond the arc. And let's not forget the big guy inside. Caden Rubel was an absolute rebounding machine against the much taller Lance Nobby of North Decatur. Rubel pulled down 10 boards, and he's been a force on the glass, as in his last 5 games, he's now had 10 or more rebounds 3 times. We're getting ready to get underway here. It's going to be an exciting matchup, a whole lot of fun. Again, Tindley scores 69 points a game. Eastern Hancock scores 66, so we're going to see a lot of up and down action and a lot of good basketball here today. Reminder that the chat is open. You can tell us how everything sounds. It should look the exact same because there's audio only, no video here today. So hopefully everything sounds okay. I know yesterday we didn't have any issues, so knock on wood, we'll keep that momentum going here today. We're just waiting on the officials to take off their warm-up jackets, and then we're going to have starting lineups. The Tindley Tigers are wearing the home whites with the maroon checkerboard pattern, the maroon font. Nice, easy-to-read font. Eastern Hancock here starting lineups. Number 2, the guard, the senior 6-foot Silas Spalding. Number 11, his twin brother Jacob. Number 23, the small forward, Edric Miller, a 6'2 senior. 6'3 senior power forward, number 33, Grant Gray. And the lone sophomore in the starting lineup, number 43, Caden Rubel. Now for the Tindley Tigers. Number 3, Orlando Hall. Number 10, Dion Dickerson. Number 14, Thomas Clark Jr. Number 21, Trey Marcellin. And number 34, Julian Robinson. Royals are wearing the away uniforms today. Blue Nike jerseys, white letters, white numbers, and white trim around the edges. Robinson is about set to jump here with Grant Gray. Well, everybody's set, all ready to get underway here at Lingle Court on the campus of IU East. There's the tip, and Hall controls it. Hands it off to Clark, and he's going to walk the ball across half court, gets it across over to Marcellin. Marcellin back to Clark. Corner 3 from Hall is good, and Hall gets the Tindley Tigers on the board early here, 3-0. 7:39 left here in the first quarter. Jacob Spalding handling the ball for the Royals. Gets it off to Edric Miller on the left wing extended. Up top to Grant Gray on the right wing. Hits a cutting Edric Miller, backs it back out. Spalding, corner 3. Jake Spalding off the mark. Rebound fought for. Hall gets it. Hall was out of bounds. Yep, rebound went out of bounds. 7:22 on the clock. Eastern Hancock trails 3-0. Silas Spalding to inbound, guarded by Hall. Gets it up top to Jake Spalding. Jake back to Cy on the right wing extended. Up top, Cy drives with the right hand, backs it back out with the left. Up top to Edric Miller. Miller at the top of the key, takes it to the left, kicks to Rubel. Corner 3 on the way, looks good, but too long. Rebounded by Dickerson. 7:05 left here. Coach Spalding already on his team about moving the ball better here. Clark drives with his right, nothing, pulls it back out. Up top to Marcellin. Marcellin inside to Dickerson. Dickerson 15-footer, no good. Robinson just went over the Edric Miller, though. Edric needs to block out a little bit harder. Pull-up jumper by Hall is good, and he's already got 5, and you can see why he averages 19 points a game. They're also missing Deshaun Hall, as we said, who's another 19-point-a-game player. He's in a boot on the sideline. Edric Miller drives with the right hand, dishes. Three-pointer from Gray on the way. Good. Grant Gray finds the bottom of the basket with a 3 from the right wing. Marcellin up top with it. Gets it in the middle of the zone. Kicks back out to Clark. Clark with the runner from 10 feet. Floats it in. Good. He gets on the board with 2, and it's 7-3 Tindley here with 6:10 to go in the first quarter. Jake Spalding working on Clark. Gets it to his brother on the right wing. Silas backs it back out with the left hand up top to Rubel. Swings it around to Gray. Trying to find a cutting Silas, not there. Up top to Edric Miller. Drives with the right hand. Runner up and good for Edric Miller. Edric Miller with 2. Pulls the Royals to within 2. 5:45 to go. Spalding just steals it away, but Robinson grabs it, puts it up and in for 2. Robinson with 2, and Coach Spalding is not happy as he calls a timeout to chew his team out and let them hear about his frustration. We'll take a quick break and hear from our friends at 9 Star.
As a member-owned cooperative, 9 Star serves our members who are also our our friends, our neighbors, our family.
9 Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
All right, we're back here. 5:40 to go in the first quarter. Eastern Hancock trails by 4, 9-5. Eastern Hancock's going to have the ball. They have the Spalding twins, Miller, Gray, and Rubel on the floor. Hall, Dickerson, Clark, Marcellin, and Robinson on the floor for the Tigers. Jake Spalding with it, guarded by Clark. Spalding on the right wing, tries to get a screen, nothing doing. Finds Rubel down the post. Rubel puts it up too hard. Tries to get his own rebound, but Robinson ends up corralling it. That was a nice play there by the Royals. I liked it. Rubel just a little too hard on the, bounces it off the back of the glass. Marcellin working on the left wing, takes it to the top of the key, gets it into the high post to Dickerson. Dickerson dishes out to Hall for 3, off the mark, rebounded by Rubel. Shovels it ahead to Jake Spalding. Jake pushing the pace just a little bit with the left hand, gets it out to Edric Miller on the left wing. Edric drives to his right, gets to the free throw line, pulls up, dishes back deep, 3 by Silas Spalding, no good. Tipped there by Grant Gray. Nice job by Gray keeping it alive. Jake Spalding gets it into Rubel. Rubel with the fadeaway, can't get it but draws the foul. So let's see, that foul is going to go on Clark. That'll be his first. Rubel will be at the line shooting 2 with 4:47 to go here in the first quarter. Rubel's first is good. Caden Rubel, second free throw on the way, off the back of the rim, rebounded by Clark. Ball gets poked out. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Jake Spalding as he was hounding Hall there with it. So there's Hall, guarded by Silas Spalding, brings it across to the right wing. Hall gets a screen from Robinson, dishes over to Dickerson on the left wing, hands it off to Marcellin. Marcellin gets it up top to Robinson, over on the right wing back to Clark. Clark, runner from 20 feet, no good. It was an interesting shot, but rebounded by Gray as it's off the mark. Quickly up ahead to Edric Miller. Edric back to Grant. Grant up top with it, gets it to Rubel in the short corner. Off to Silas Spalding, pump fakes, drives to his right and backs out. Silas backs it back out to the logo, and he will reset the offense. Silas starts to go, backs it back, gets it to Jake at the top of the key. Jake's being hounded by Clark. Dishes to Edric Miller on the right side. Edric with the right hand takes it up and in. He laid it in. They called it goaltending even though the ball went in anyway. So Edric Miller with 4, and that's exactly what we need. Royals cut the lead down to 1. We need Eddie to get going because he had a slow start last time we played in this gym. So hopefully Edric can have a nice start here and get us going. Marcellin working with the left hand. Edric's all over him. Gets it into the high post to Dickerson. Up top to Robinson. Back to Marcellin. Gets in the post. Dickerson thought about it, but Grace gets the hands up and stops him. Runner by Clark, no good. Rebound gobbled up by Rubel. Nice strong rebound by Caden Rubel. Royals have gone to a man-to-man defense here and slowed down the Tigers a little bit. Great ball movement inside out. Rubel to Jake Spalding, no good. Rebounded by Dickerson. He pushes it up ahead to Clark. Clark drives with the left hand. Oh, he's bodied by Jake Spalding, and Jake just picked up his second foul with 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. And that's one of those things, we haven't seen a lot of foul trouble from the Royals, at least not against decent teams. So we're going to see how this team plays without Jake as Luke Morris just checked in to get him. Nice take there by Hall. Kicks it back out, though. Marcellin with the runner, no. Tipped out by Edric Miller, and Silas Spalding corrals the rebound. Silas on the left wing, working on Hall. Kicks it back out to Eddie up top. Edric drives, 15-footer off the back of the rim. Tipped around by Rubel until it's finally pulled out by Hall. Rubel is really working hard in the paint. That's why he was our Paxton Farms player of the game last game against North Decatur. Ooh, smooth take by Hall down the left side and lays it up and in. He just got around Spalding, laid it up with the left hand. 2:15 to play. Royals trail by 3. Little 1-2-2 zone here from the Tigers. Gray 15-footer, no good. And then we're going to get a foul on, I believe that's on Dickerson. Yep. Dickerson's going to pick up the foul. And again, it's Rubel fighting for position inside, keeping that ball alive. He draws the foul. Checking into the game, Jet Turner. He's the first sub for the Tigers. Grant Gray, corner 3, wide open, no. Rebounded by Robinson. Marcellin's walking it up, guarded by Edric Miller. Miller gets screened there by Robinson. Marcellin, nothing doing. Nice switch by the Royals. He gets around Grant Gray, though, and Marcellin lays it up and in for 2. And right now, we just can't keep these guys in front of us. Tindley just more athletic right now, and they're just getting around us at will as they lead by 5 with 1:30 to go here in the first quarter. Silas Spalding on the left wing up by the logo. Kicks it over, swings it around to Luke Morris in the right corner. Over to Caden Rubel. Rubel, 15-footer from the corner, no. Rebound by Marcellin, and right now, Tindley just wants rebounds more than anybody on our team except for maybe Caden Rubel. Hall, nice pick and roll to Robinson. Robinson lost the handle of it. Oh, it went out of bounds. I thought that was off Gray's foot, but they're going to call it off of Robinson. It'll be Eastern Hancock ball. Checking into the game here. We have Jake Spalding coming back in for the Royals. Grant Gray up top for 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Hall. Tindley just brought a player into the game who's not on the roster. I'm trying to look it up. Hall gets around Jake Spalding, pulls up from 15 and drills it. Tigers lead by 7 here. 36 seconds left. Silas Spalding at the volleyball line. Over to Jake on the right wing. Jake playing with those 2 fouls. They swing it around to Edric Miller in the left corner. Eddie gets trapped back up to Cy on the left wing. In the middle, Gray, 14-footer, good. Grant Gray has 5 and pulls the Royals back to within 5. Marcellin in the corner with it. Finds Dickerson up top to Hall. Gets it inside. Nice pass in there to Dickerson. He can't finish, and Luke Morris gets the rebound. 6 seconds left here. Silas Spalding dribbles it on the left wing. 4 seconds. Pulls up for an NBA range 3 off the back of the rim. And that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. The score, Tindley Tigers 15, Eastern Hancock Royals 10. You're listening to the Eastern Hancock Radio Network.
What separates high school sports from other athletic programs? We keep education in front of athletics. I'm Paul Knighty, Commissioner of the IHSAA, and I'm thrilled to introduce our new Assistant Commissioner, Janie Elmer, because I know she shares the same passion for education-based athletics.
That's right, Paul. As a former principal, teacher, and Hoosier student-athlete myself, I understand firsthand how high school sports provide a complete educational experience for students.
The real benefit of playing in the second classroom of high school sports isn't just about teams becoming better athletes.
It's about them becoming better people, building character and developing the habits they need to be successful adults in life. Accountability, teamwork, respect, perseverance. These are just some of the life lessons learned on the playing field.
It's good to have another passionate advocate for education-based athletics on the team. Welcome aboard, Assistant Commissioner Elmer.
This is the second classroom. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
All right, getting ready to start the second quarter. Eastern Hancock trails by 5, 15-10. Quick rundown. Edric Miller has 4 for the Royals. Grant Gray 5, Caden Rubel 1. They're the only ones to score. I don't know when the last time was that we had a quarter where Spalding didn't score. It's been a while. Hall leads the way with 9 with all scorers here. Jacob Spalding with it. Kicks over to his brother Cy on the left wing. Back up top to Jake. Jake swings it in the corner to Edric Miller. Edric pulls up. Gets it, kicks across. If Silas would have caught it cleanly, he would have had an open 3 from the corner. But right now, we're taking our eyes off the ball a little too much. Silas drives in the left wing. Dishes cross court. Edric Miller 3 from the right wing. Off the mark, no. Rebounded by Henry May. his first rebound. He checked in at the quarter here. Clark with the ball, hounded by Jake Spalding, gets it over to Hall. 7:23 to go. Royals still trail by 5. They get it in the middle to Robinson. Robinson goes up, no good. Rebounded by Gray. So nice job by Grant of deterring that shot. Jake Spalding takes it in and just swatted out of there by 6'7" Robinson. Just sent that thing out of bounds. It'll be Royal ball. 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. Silas finds Jacob. Jacob's runner, no, and Robinson grabs the rebound. Robinson's got 4 rebounds to go along with 2 points. Hall gets a screen from May. It's up top. Royals trying to switch up defenses all the time here to try to confuse the Tigers, but it hasn't really worked too much. Runner there, no good by Clark. And Robinson just picked up his first foul, going over the top of Luke Morris. So that's 3 fouls on the Tigers, 2 on the Royals. Marcellin and Dickerson checking back in. Edric Miller now running the point. Trying to get it in the middle to Gray. That's been our most successful thing there. Gray pops up top, kicks the corner. Silas Spalding thought about a 3, up top to Gray. Deep 3 on the way, just off the mark, rebounded by Dickerson. And again, with Rubel off the floor, we are not getting any rebounds right now. We've got to get in there and get some better body position. Hall knifes through and gets called for a carry as he got into the lane. He would have had an easy shot from the short corner had he not got called for that carry. 6:24 left here. Royals still trail by 5. The scoring's kind of slowed down and tapered off here at the start of this second quarter. Jake Spalding finds Luke Morris in the corner, but Luke couldn't catch it cleanly. Dishes back out to Jake. Jake thought about a volleyball line 3, but gets it to side, drives with the left hand. His shot no good. Rebound put back by Grant Gray. Grant Gray leading the way with 7 points and 3 boards right now. 3-point lead for the Tigers. 5:58 to go here in quarter number 2. That's Clark with the ball, guarded by Silas Spalding up at the volleyball line. Clark gets it over to Marcellin, guarded by Jake Spalding. Marcellin hands back off to Clark. Clark over to Dickerson. Dickerson 3 from the right wing is good. We left him wide open. Dickerson's got his first basket of the game and pushes the lead back up to 6. Dickerson's only taken 1 3 on the season, so I think the scouting report probably said you can let him out there and pack the lane, but Dickerson made us pay. Jake Spalding up top to Edric Miller. Wide open 3 off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Silas Spalding, though. Kicks up top to Luke Morris. Luke tries to get it to Jake, but nearly poked away by Clark. Jake recovers, gets it back. Edric, corner 3, no, but he's going to be fouled by Clark. That's going to be Clark's second foul, and that's going to send Edric Miller to the line to shoot 3. A little bit of a break there. I don't think Clark really did much. I think it was the old tap him on the elbow as you go by. But we'll take anything we've got right now. We got to see the ball go through the hoop. Edric's first free throw is good. Free throw number 2 on the way. Perfect. Neither of them have even touched the rim. Edric only shooting 64% on the season, but has done well here of late. Caden Rubel checking back in for the Royals. He will replace Gray, who's been hot. Eddie's final free throw, perfect. All 3 of them, none of them even touched the rim. Edric Miller has 7. Lead chopped down to 3. 5:05 to go here in quarter number 2. Marcellin over to Clark. Clark at the volleyball line, drives to the left hand, dishes out to Marcellin in the corner. Thought about a 3, backs it back out. And Hall will reset the offense up top, guarded by Silas Spalding. Hall at the volleyball line. Gets it over to Marcellin, trying to get it inside to Dickerson in the high post. Rubel kind of pushes him out to the 3-point line, though. Now he catches it in about 12 feet. Fade away from Dickerson, no, and Edric Miller grabs the rebound. Eddie up ahead to a running Rubel. Nice job by Rubel, but he's blocked by Dickerson and rebounded there by Marcellin. just good hustle by the Royals, but even better hustle by the Tigers of getting back as Hall buries a corner three in transition there. Hall's hit 2 threes, and he's got 12 here with 4:12 to go here in quarter number 2. Jake Spalding at the logo, guarded by Clark. Trying to get around Clark, can't do it. Double team, gets it back to Silas on the right wing for an open three, and Silas Spalding has his first basket of the game. And the lead is back to 3, 21-18, 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Oh, nice job there. Silas Spalding's pressure on Marcellin forces him to throw it away. Grant Gray comes back in. He will replace Luke Morris. Just under 4 to play here in the second quarter. Tindley leads 21-18. Jake Spalding walking it up. Gets it over to Cy on the right wing, back up top to Jake at the volleyball line. Trying to get it up top, Gray swings it around. Edric Miller finds Silas in the corner. Silas guarded by May. Gets it back up top to Jake at the volleyball line. Trying to get around the left. Can't get around and poked away there by Hall. And that's a steal for Hall, and he's going the other way with it. Hall to Clark, to Dickerson in the corner. Dickerson trying to get it into May. Nothing doing. Back out to Clark. This is the first. May was not even listed on their max preps roster, so we really don't know a lot about him other than he's about 6'6". They swing it around to Marcellin, guarded by Silas Spalding. Inside to Dickerson. He's backing down Edric Miller. Pump fake, up and under move, and Dickerson with a nice move has his first 2-pointer of the game. He has 5 points. Lead back up to 5 with under 3 to play. Jake Spalding, corner three, or kicks it out to Gray for the corner three. Off the mark, rebounded by Dickerson. There's Clark. Gets dishes to May. May back out to Clark. Clark, 15-footer, no good. Rebounded by Edric Miller. Edric Miller over to Jake Spalding. On the logo, gets it to Silas on the left wing. Silas backs it back out. Kicks to Jake on the left wing, into Rubel in the corner. Nice ball movement there, gets to Gray for a layup. Excellent pass from Caden Rubel to Grant Gray. Cuts the lead back down to 3. Marcellin finds Hall in the left wing. Back up to Marcellin. Over to Clark. They're still trying to get it into Dickerson in the high post with 2:05 to go. Clark finds Marcellin, finds Dickerson in the high post. Oh, nice extra pass over to May, and he lays it up and in for 2. May with his first basket of the game. 1:52 to play. I keep saying IU East because that's what it says on the scoreboard. Tindley leads by 5 here on the campus of IU East. Silas at the volleyball line, tries to throw it into Gray. Nothing doing, stolen away by May. He gets it up ahead to Marcellin. Marcellin pulls up, it's blocked away and grabbed down by Silas Spalding. We'll call that a block and a rebound for Cy. 1:28 to go. Jake Spalding with the ball up at the volleyball line. Gets it over to the left wing extended. He's guarded by Marcellin. Kicks it over to Silas on the right wing extended. Back to Jake up top. Back to Cy on the right wing. Into the corner to Edric Miller for 3. And they're going to call a moving screen on Caden Rubel. Rubel was doing everything he could to try to get Eddie open. And probably a fair call. So a foul on Rubel. That's only the team's 3rd foul. So with 1:14 to go, Tindley leads by 5. Gilder just checked into the game. Dorian Gilder came in for the Tindley Tigers. He replaced Clark. Gilder instantly takes a 3 from the left wing. No. Gets his own rebound, though, and then it's poked out of bounds by Edric Miller, and we just have to get those rebounds. We can't just let those fall. Jet Turner coming in. He will replace Gilder, who just came in. So Tindley ball, Hall to inbound. Nobody open there. Finally finds Jet Turner. Back to Hall on the right wing. Hall's already got 2 threes. Spalding's really just jumped out on him there. Hall, nothing doing, gets it into May. May lays it up and in again. And that's just too easy right there. They're getting the ball into the high post way too easily. And when they do that, they're dumping it down to the bigs for layups. 40 seconds left here. Edric Miller gets it into the high post to Gray. Gets it to Silas Spalding in the corner for 3. No. Rebound goes to Marcellin. 30 seconds remaining here. Coaches call out for one shot here. Marcellin to Hall. Back to Marcellin with 23 seconds. He's got the ball guarded by Jacob Spalding at the volleyball line. Coach Spalding screaming at Jake to keep his hands off because Jake just about picked up a foul, but he gets the steal, and then Hall picks up the foul. Coach Spalding did not look happy, even though that worked out well for us there. So Hall picks up his first, team's fifth. 12 seconds left here. It'll be Eastern Hancock ball. Down 7, 27-20. Silas Spalding will inbound. Right in front of the Tindley bench here. Gets it to Jake up top. 10 seconds. Gets it back to Cy on the left wing. Silas drives with the left hand. Shot is blocked by Robinson. Hall gets it. He's got a running three from the top of the key. No good. And that'll end the first half with the score. Tindley 27, Eastern Hancock 20. That was a fast-paced half of basketball, and one that the Royals struggled mightily there. So we're going to see what kind of adjustments. We know Aaron Spalding is outstanding at making halftime adjustments. We'll see what kind of adjustments he makes to get some more points on the board here, because honestly we've done decent on defense, but offensively we've got to put the ball in the basket more. So we'll take our break. You'll listen to our halftime show. You are listening to Eastern Hancock Radio Network.
At 9-Star Connect, we're committed to delivering dependable and affordable electricity, and we know the best internet service is all about speed and reliability. We deliver both. At 9-Star Connect, we are a different kind of company.
The weather is cold outside, but here in Charlottesville, the action is heating up on the court. Eastern Hancock basketball is back and more exciting than ever. Now is the perfect time to come on down and check out the Eastern Hancock girls basketball team. Come cheer on your ladies as they make a run for the Mid-Eastern Conference Championship and beyond. You can follow the Royals all season long here on the home of the Royals.
For the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, in advance, let me wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's a great time of year. Great time of year in the sense that, we're all out of school. We can focus on our families and focus on having a good time. And if you're a student athlete, you can focus on getting better, particularly in your individual sport. And so there's a lot of things that can go on and do go on at this time of year relative to our high school sports programs around the state.
Absolutely, Coach. And it's as the season progresses, there's oftentimes that, they're going to practice after school's out, and they've already had their classroom lessons for the day, and they're into that second classroom. But this Christmas time and this break between that schools often take gives coaches an opportunity to maybe spend a little more time in the gym in some cases and fine-tune these teams and continue to teach what they think they need to be able to do for their team to give them in the best possible position for postseason success as we walk into the new year. And it's just really an opportunity to be focused on that.
It also gives everybody, coaches, student athletes, moms and dads, hey, when you come out of Christmas break, if you're a basketball coach or player, you do not stop for the next 3 months. And it gets January into February, having done it for a few years, seems to be, it really, really is hard because of the stress on you that you've had. Basketball is a long season, and so this is literally the last time you get a chance to recharge your individual battery, so to speak, and get ready for the push.
Absolutely, and we do want coaches and families to take time for family and self and a little self-preservation along the way. Certainly, these folks out there, especially that work with kids on a daily basis, they choose to do their work in the eye of the public, Coach. And,
having a chance to recharge and step back a little bit, gain some perspective that the holidays often give us, and get ready to go for the run, because it is a run. But man, it's so much fun as these teams as they'll walk through the new year and prepare for that tournament run that they're all hoping to end up in Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
Hard to believe that it will not be long before we're hosting a pairing show and talking about girls basketball tournament. I mean, literally, it'd be stunning once we get back into school in January how little time everyone's going to have before the tournament begins.
That's exactly right, Coach. I mean, the girls' tournament is literally right around the corner. And so is the wrestling tournament, and boys and girls swimming, and gymnastics, and boys basketball. I mean, they're literally right around the corner. And prep for the girls' basketball tournament, especially in the office with Assistant Commissioner Omer, has already begun. We're looking at officials and rating systems and host sites and, making sure that we're ready to. And we even got the trophies ordered, Coach, and they're polished up and ready to hand out as we walk through that tournament. So.
All right, then everyone can relax because the trophies are ordered and everyone's ready to go. Commissioner Neidig, it's always great to talk to you about these kinds of things. You have the right perspective, but just want people to understand, it is still important to understand this is an education-based operation. So when you get out there, and we encourage you to go to as many games, swimming meets, wrestling matches, as much as you can during the holidays, but keep it in the right perspective.
That's absolutely right, Coach. These are games for kids, and they're enjoyed by adults. And we always have to remember, it's just a society, as we have to preach a little more kindness. And whether it's the officials and the approach to the game, or the kids on the floor, the critical eye that parents often bring, perspective is so important. Just like I have the perspective to pull over there and get out of that fire truck's way.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
We ask ourselves questions like, who is the best internet provider in town? Well, have you considered locally owned 9-Star Connect? We've become the fastest, most reliable, and dedicated fiber-to-the-home internet company in central Indiana. Our internet packages have been modified, and we are changing speeds at a more competitive price. So give us a look. Visit us at 9starconnect.com. 9-Star is a different kind of company. And the difference
we all need to
is
eat more vegetables, but we run into the same problems every time we go to eat them. Carrots and peas just have no flavor. Beans and Brussels sprouts have side effects that will send children running in fear. But there is one vegetable that everyone loves. It's corn. And when it comes to corn, there's only one name to trust: Paxton Farms. Paxton Farms sweet corn has been your go-to source of corn in Hancock County for years. So head on down and grab some. And when you think of corn,
I love that high school sports are about so much more than winning.
I couldn't agree more. While the immediate goal might be to win a game or championship, the real purpose of high school sports is to develop good people, not just good athletes. I'm Robert Falkins, a proud South Bend LaSalle Lion.
And I'm Carrie Rosati, a proud Roncalli Royal. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
In education-based athletics, we care just as much about how student athletes are performing in the classroom as we do about how they're performing on the playing field.
That's because high school sports are a tool to build the character of student athletes, not just their athletic skills.
Developing the whole person rather than just the athlete. That's what high school sports in Indiana are all about.
Support the real purpose of education-based athletics by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events.
This is training good athletes. This is developing better people. This is your IHSAA.
9-Star is very focused on customer and member care, focused on making sure that however we communicate with the member and customer is how they want to communicate.
Sometimes we're the one person that they speak to in a day, and you want that conversation to be happy and pleasant.
As a nonprofit co-op, we're focused on providing the best service we can for our members.
9-Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
All right, welcome back here. Minute and a half away from starting the second half of this tournament game, the Bob Wettig Invitational Tournament here from Lingle Court on the campus of IU East. The Tindley Tigers lead the Eastern Hancock Royals 27-20 right now, and it has been balanced scoring for the Tigers. Right now, Orlando Hall is leading the way with 12, but then after that, you've got a whole bunch of guys that have scored. Dickerson has 5, May has 4, Clark has 2, Marcellin has 2, and Robinson has 2. The Royals, on the other hand, have only had 4 players score. Grant Gray leads the way with 9, Edric Miller with 7, Silas Spalding hit a lone 3, and Caden Rubel has a free throw. It has been quite a while since we've seen the Spalding twins held to 3 points combined and a half. You know, they didn't score in the first quarter of the New Pal game, but then they caught on fire there in the second. And we're going to have to see them catch fire here and be a little more willing to pull the trigger in the second half if we're going to get back in this game. We're not playing bad defensively. I've said that before the break. You know, holding Tindley to 27 points, they average nearly 70 a game. So we're actually playing pretty well defensively. We're just letting some breakdowns happen here and there, letting them get the ball into the high post a little too easily occasionally. But offensively, we've got to figure it out. Right now, we've been at our best against this 1-2-2 zone when we get the ball into the high post to Gray. But we kind of went away from that there at the end of the quarter and have had some of our struggles. So getting ready to start the second half. Eastern Hancock again wearing the blue jerseys with the white numbers and the white trim. Tindley in the white uniforms with maroon numbers. Looks like it will be starters for both teams. For the Royals, that's the Spaldings, Miller, Gray, and Rubel. And for the Tigers, that's Hall, Dickerson, Clark, Marcellin, and Robinson. Tindley ball here to start the second half. Hall gets it into Marcellin. He's going to be picked up at three-quarter court by Jake Spalding. Gets it over to Clark, guarded by Silas. Clark gets it back to Marcellin, back up top to Clark. Eastern's really extended this pressure up high now. Clark splits the defenders and travels right there. Nice job by Rubel of stepping up to the high post, cutting off Clark and forcing the travel. So again, we talked about the adjustments that Coach Spalding plans to make here in the second half, and so far we've seen them be a little more aggressive and basically move their defense up a click. Instead of letting them catch it in the high post, they're forcing everything up to about the three-point line. So Jake Spalding brings the ball across half court. Still this 1-2-2 defense from the Tigers. He gets it to Edric at the top of the key, screened by Gray. Corner 3 by Silas Spalding is good. Silas Spalding buries the 3. That's exactly what we want to see, as Silas has 6. Three-quarter court pressure here by the Twins. Marcellin has it poked away by Jacob Spalding. Steal, and he's going the other way. He lays it up and in. Oh, off the rim. Silas almost got the rebound, but Marcellin grabs it. Active hands there by Jacob Spalding. Marcellin on the right wing, dishes inside to Clark, back out to Dickerson at 18 feet. Dickerson guarded by Silas, clears to Hall up at the Red Wolf logo. Eastern trails by 4. Marcellin 3 off the mark from the near wing. Silas Spalding with the rebound, and he's pushing it. Gets up, shot nearly blocked. Gray with the rebound and puts it back up and in. Grant Gray in double figures now with 11. And Coach Dillard wants a timeout as Eastern Hancock has just chopped a 7-point lead down to 2 by bringing the heat and being more aggressive. 6:35 to go. Eastern Hancock 25, Tindley 27. The weather is cold outside, but here in Charlottesville, the action is heating up on the court. Eastern Hancock basketball is back and more exciting than ever. Now is the perfect time to come on down and check out the Eastern Hancock girls basketball team. Come cheer on your ladies as they make a run for the Mid-Eastern Conference Championship and beyond. You can follow the Royals all season long here on the home of the Royals, EHSN. All right, we are back here. Eastern Hancock really pushing the tempo, picking up the pace. You can see the Spalding twins have brought the heat there. Coach Spalding just kind of challenged his team to bring the pressure because we looked like we were playing a mid-afternoon game with no passion there in the first half. They've cut a 7-point lead down to 2 here in less than a minute and a half. Hall with the ball, guarded by Spalding, gets it across the timeline to Clark. High post to Robinson, back out to Hall. NBA 3 up top, no good, in and out. Robinson with the rebound, put back, no, rebounded by Spalding. That would be Silas Spalding with that rebound, his 5th. Edric Miller up top to side, deep 3 on the way, rattles it home, and Eastern Hancock has retaken the lead, 28-27. 6:06 to play here. And you can see Tindley, who likes to play with a lot of tempo, suddenly looks a little flustered. Hall dishes down to May, short corner shot, no. Rebound Clark is good. 29-28, 5:50 to go here in the third quarter. Eastern Hancock trails by a point. Jake Spalding walks it up, guarded by Clark. Jake drives to his left, gets to the rim, blocked, but it's going to be a foul. I think that's going to look like Marcellin. No, they called that on Clark. That's Clark's 3rd foul. That'll send Jake Spalding to the line to shoot 2, his first shot to score here today. 5:37 to go. Royals trail by a point and tied it up now. Jake ties it up with that first free throw, his first point of the game. Coach Dillard doing a lot of subbing here, trying to get the guys in that he wants. Jake hits the second free throw. Eastern retakes the lead, 30-29. Jet Turner checked back in. He will replace Clark in those 3 fouls. Marcellin up ahead to Turner. Turner had May in the short corner but waited too long. Finally gets it back to him. May kicks it back out to Marcellin at the volleyball line. Dishes to Turner on the right wing. Back up top to Marcellin. Marcellin at the volleyball line gets it into the high post to Robinson. Robinson gets immediately collapsed on by a host of Royals. Finally finds May. Back to Robinson in the lane. Oh, his shot was nearly blocked by Gray, but they're going to call a foul. And that'll send Robinson to the line to shoot 2. Oh, they called that foul on Caden Rubel. That's Caden's 2nd. That could have gone on Rubel or Gray, either one. First free throws of the game for the Tindley Tigers. Robinson gets the friendly roll, hits the first one. Robinson, a 58% free throw shooter. It was 11 of 19 coming into this game. Tied the game back at 30 all with that first one. Second free throw's on the way. Off the mark, Rubel with the rebound. Tie ball game, 30 all. 5:10 to play here in the third quarter. Eastern just completely erased that 7-point deficit in no time. Tindley seems to have caught their breath a little bit here, but we'll see if we can keep the hammer down. Edric Miller thought about the corner 3, drives, dishes to Rubel. Rubel blocked by Robinson. Robinson got way up there to get that, and Robinson corrals the rebound, his 6th of the game. Great offense there by the Royals, just couldn't complete it with that length of the 6'7" Robinson. Marcellin up top with it. Dishes stolen away by Gray, but Marcellin wins the battle to the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. Nice defense. Again, the Royals have ratcheted up the intensity here. 4:31 to play in the third quarter. It's all knotted up at 30. Eastern Hancock ball on the jump. Luke Morris just checked in to replace Caden Rubel. Jacob Spalding will walk it across the timeline. Jacob Spalding with the left hand, dribbling up top, kicks it over to Gray, swings it around the perimeter to Edric Miller. Eddie drives with his right hand, dishes out to Jake. 3 from the left wing, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for, and Luke Morris fighting against a couple of 6'7" players, ties them all up, and it's a jump ball that will go to the Tindley Tigers. He was fighting with Robinson and May. May is 6'7", Robinson is 6'6". Luke Morris is 5'7" if we're lucky. He's probably listed at like 5'8", but I'd say we're lucky if he's 5'7". Substitution here. Let's see, Clark just came back in there for Marcellin. Clark playing with those 3 fouls. He's got to be careful. He's got the ball, dishes it up ahead to Hall. He gets it, shovels it to May. May kicks out to Dickerson. Dickerson mishandled it, but pulls the trigger on another 3, and that's a hard one to swallow. As like I said, Dickerson had only attempted 1 3 coming into this game, and now he's hit 2 of 3. Tindley leads by 3 again. Grant Gray, 14-footer, no, rebounded by May. Royals really pressuring them here at three-quarter court. And so far it's worked. Dickerson another three and drills another one. Again, Dion Dickerson with 3 threes here in this game after only attempting one all season. Edric throws it away, trying to get it to Gray on the low block. (36-30). Those 2 back-to-back threes have pushed the lead back up to 6 for the Tindley Tigers. 3:23 to go here in the third quarter. Eastern kind of backs out of this pressure just a little bit. The Spaldings are so far extended that if they can beat the press, then it's game over. As they get it inside to Dickerson there, and he's fouled by, I believe that was Jacob Spalding. Yep, that was Jake who just picked up his third. The foul was on the floor. It's kind of hard to explain, but we're playing on a college court, which is about 12 feet longer than a high school court. And what that's doing is when we're pressuring them at three-quarter court, that's really giving them a lot more room to work. 3 on the way there, no good by Hall. Rebounded by Jacob Spalding, his first rebound of the game. Royals trail by 6, under 3 to play. Silas 3 from the left wing, in and out. Grant Gray taps it up, nearly tapped it in, but May corrals the rebound. Yeah, this longer court is really letting the Tigers space things out more, and the Royals are struggling to cover some of that ground and recover where they would be fine normally on a high school court. Gray inside, kicks it out to Edric Miller, corner 3, bounces all around, no good. Luke Morris gets the rebound, and then could have been a foul. They go with a jump ball. He got tied up with Jet Turner. That'll be Eastern Hancock ball. They trail by 6, 2:28 to go here in the third quarter. Silas finds Jacob. Jacob goes in, his first field goal of the game, cuts the lead back down to 4. There's going to be a timeout. And we're going to take a quick break and hear from our friends at Paxton Farms. You're listening to the Royals on the Royal Radio Network. We all need to eat more vegetables, but we run into the same problems every time we go to eat them. Carrots and peas just have no flavor. Beans and Brussels sprouts have side effects that will send children running in fear. But there is one vegetable that everyone loves. It's corn. And when it comes to corn, there's only one name to trust: Paxton Farms. Paxton Farms sweet corn has been your go-to source of corn in Hancock County for years. So head on down and grab some. And when you think of corn, think Paxton Farms. All right, welcome back here. We'll go ahead and do our trivia question. I don't have a graphic for it since this is audio only, but our trivia question, we're playing here at Indiana University East. Tell us, if you can, who the most famous alumni is of IU East. So if you're listening out there, you can hit us up in the chat and try to guess who the most famous alumni is of Indiana University East. Tindley with the ball down there after the jump ball. They get it in. Trying to move the ball up. Finally, Clark crosses half court, nearly poked away by Silas Spalding. Now it's stolen away by Edric Miller. Edric trying to push it, and he's fouled by Dickerson. That frustration foul trying to get the ball back. Oh, they called that on Hall, not Dick. Oh, they did call it on Dickerson. Yeah. Ref just signaled it weirdly. Eastern Hancock ball again. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. They trail by 4, 36-32. They swing it around. Edric Miller on the left wing gets it into Morris. Back up top. Gray for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Silas Spalding, who outfought May. Kicks to his brother. Jake drills another 3. Silas Spalding with the hustle play. Kicks to Jake, who drills the 3. Pulls the Royals back to within 1. There, Hall beats the press. Kicks it over. Marcellin, 3 from the left wing. Perfect. Oh, that's a tough one. Such a great, momentum play on the other side, and then you give up a open look on a 3 because you got a little bit out of position. Jake Spalding drives up and under. Throws it over the back of the backboard, but he is fouled. I believe that foul's on Marcellin. Oh, they called that on Henry May, his first. That's the team's second, so 2 fouls each way. 1:21 to go here. Royals trail by 4 with Jake Spalding at the line shooting 2. First one's perfect. Nobody's guessing on our trivia question of who the most famous alumni is of IU East. John Collins would be guessing, but he's sitting in front of me here. Jake Spalding, second free throw on the way. Perfect. Lead is now 2, 39-37. Tindley, 1 minute and 20 seconds left here, although the clock is not running. Clock is still not running here in the third quarter. Robinson no good on the shot, rebounded by by Grant Gray, kicks it to Jacob Spalding. Silas with the ball up top, over to Jake on the right wing. Kicks back out to Cy at the IU East logo. He's going to set the offense with 1:08 left. Over to Edric Miller up top, back to Cy. Open three from the right wing. Got it. Silas Spalding retakes the lead for the Royals, 40-39 with under a minute to play in the third quarter. Hall crosses the timeline, 50 seconds left here. He is hounded by Silas. Gets a ball screen from Robinson. Nearly lost the handle on it. Robinson grabs it, but then Silas going for the loose ball gets called for the foul. That's a tough call on Cy, but probably the right call because he was going to impede Robinson from picking it up. Eastern Hancock again leads by 1. It is Tindley ball with 42 seconds left here in the third. Caden Rubel checks back in to replace Grant Gray. Hall has the ball, hands off to Clark. Clark crosses the timeline, gets a screen from Robinson, double screen there from Marcellin. Kicks to Dickerson, corner three. It was a contested three, and he's off the mark and rebounded by Jacob Spalding. 24 seconds left. Jake walks it across, guarded by Clark. Coach Aaron Spalding asking for one shot. Spalding's just kind of throwing it back and forth. Holding here, 14 seconds. Silas with the ball. 10, gets it to Eddie on the left wing, back up top to Jake with 8. Jake crosses over, 5 on the clock, dribbles middle of the court, dishes to Edric Miller, corner three. Oh, off the rim as the buzzer sounds. And at the end of the third quarter, the score, Eastern Hancock 40, Tindley 39. You're listening to the Eastern Hancock Radio Network.
Mr. Crosley, your passion and enthusiasm for teaching history taught me valuable life lessons.
Like what, Carrie?
The importance of dedication, commitment, showing up every day. And those lessons helped me in the classroom and on the softball field. I'm Carrie Rosati, IHSAA Assistant Commissioner, and this is Pat Crosley, my mentor from Roncalli High School.
As an educator, I always care about the whole student, from their academic success to their character development to their athletic performance. That's why I love supporting students outside the classroom at athletic events.
It showed me you really cared about me as a person, not just as a student. Having devoted coaches and teachers like you taught me accountability and motivated me in both my schoolwork and athletics. I showed up every day because you did the same for me.
Thanks, Carrie. We can all support hardworking teachers and coaches by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events.
This is meaningful mentorship. This is life-changing leadership. This is your IHSAA.
All right, we are back now. Guesses starting to trickle in, and looks like you got it. I don't know if you had to Google it or not, but it was Venus Williams, the most famous alumni of Indiana University East. I believe she took some online classes just a couple of years ago and got a business degree. So after 3 combined points in the first half, the Spalding twins break out and score 18 in that quarter there, combined between them. It'll be Tindley ball here to start. Clark has it and crosses the timeline. Gets it to Hall in the right corner. Trying to get it into Dickerson, working on the much smaller Morris. He gets around him and lays it up and in. That's a tough one for Luke Morris. Luke played it about as well as you could, but Dickerson's just got the size advantage on him. 41-40 Tindley. 20 seconds gone here in the fourth quarter. Jacob Spalding swings it over to Edric, inside to Rubel. Rubel hits the cutting Luke Morris, who puts it up and in, and the foul. Luke Morris with his first basket of the game. Foul was on Dickerson, his third, team's fourth, And that'll send Morris to the line to shoot one. Luke Morris is 8 of 10 on the season. Free throw on the way, no good. Rebounded by Marcellin. Eastern still leads by a point, 7:24 left to go. Hall with the ball in the backcourt, gets it across to Clark. Kind of trapped there by Silas and Edrick, gets it out of there to Dickerson in the corner. Dickerson left corner, tries to throw it in. Nice defensive play there by Luke Morris to cut off Hall. Silas Spalding brings it across half court. 7 minutes left here in the game. Eastern leads by a point, 42-41. Silas lost the handle on it. I don't know what they called there. Silas lost the handle on it. Marcellin picked it up. Clark and Morris crashed into each other, and they called a foul there on Luke Morris. Oh, they called that on Silas. I have no idea what Silas was doing to pick up the foul. I thought it was Morris and Clark who collided, but they give it to Silas. Team's fourth. Silas nearly with a steal there, but pokes it off the official, and it's out of bounds to the Tigers. 6:55 left. Eastern Hancock leads 42-41 in what has been one of the more exciting games of the year. Hall has it in the backcourt, guarded by Jake Spalding. Hall falls down. He and Jake bumped into each other. He fell down, and it'll be jump ball going to the Royals. I don't know what I was trying to see. The official was just talking to Tindley's coach there. I think they forgot to change the scoreboard, the arrow that said who was in possession, but it is Royal ball. 6:42 to go here. Jake Spalding with it. Eastern leads by a point. Kicks to Eddie up top. Edric Miller drives to the right hand, dishes. Corner three from Silas Spalding off the mark. Rebounded by Dickerson. Good strong rebound by Dickerson. Gets to Hall. Hall struggling to get it across half court. Finally does to Clark. Finds Marcellin on the left wing. Jake Spalding nearly steals it away, but instead picks up his fourth foul, going for that steal. That's the team's fifth foul as well. So his fourth, that's danger territory now, going for a steal. I think he's had 3 of his 4 fouls going for steals. Clark with the ball. Gets it on the wing to Hall. Down inside to Dickerson, working on Edric Miller. Dickerson with the left hand just gets it over the top, and then he told Edric about it. Silas Spalding with the ball. Royals trail by a point. 5:57 left here in the game. Edric Miller up top, gets it in the high post to Gray. Gray back out to Eddie, swings it around to Silas. Back to Eddie. Pushes around Jake. Deep three from the right side. Off the mark. Rebound tapped out and corralled by Hall. Dickerson with it. Up ahead to Marcellin. Gets to Robinson. Robinson couldn't handle it, and it goes out of bounds. Off of Robinson. Royal ball with 5:36 to go. They trail by a point, 43-42. And Coach Dillard's still talking to the officials there. They finally allow the inbound play. Edric Miller crosses the timeline, 5.5 minutes left. He's guarded by Clark. He's going to get a ball screen from Gray. Eddie gets in the lane, floater, no good. Oh, Rubel mistimed the rebound, but comes down with it, puts it back up, and still can't get the roll. Now he gets it, but they're going to call a foul on the floor. Rubel grabbed 2 rebounds, put them back up, and that last one should have been on the basket, but they called it on the floor. That's still on Robinson, his second, team's 5th. And Silas Spalding will inbound, gets it to Jake. Jake on the left wing with it, trying to clear out here. He's guarded by Clark. Jake drives with the right hand, floater, it's blocked by Marcellin. Marcellin corrals it. He's going the other way. He kicks to Dickerson. Dickerson thought about a 3 from the right wing into Marcellin. Back out. Tries to go to Dickerson, but stolen away by Jake Spalding. Jake has it blocked away by Dickerson as Dickerson came through and had a nice hustle play to catch back up to Jake and knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Royal ball. And then they just gave a bench warning on Coach Spalding, who was going out to check on Jake and make sure he was okay. Coach Spalding showing some compassion there for his son, but I think they deemed it not necessary for him to go on the field or on the court to check on his player. So Jake popped up pretty quick. He's fine. So Eastern still trails by a point. Jake nearly lost the handle, but shovels it out to Edric Miller. 4:45 to go here. Eddie beats him with the right hand, dishes into Rubel. Rubel, spin move, kicks out to Gray. Gray thought about the three, but drives the left hand over to Rubel in the short corner, kicks it back out to Silas up top to reset the offense. 4:30 to go here. Royals still trail 43-42. Jake Spalding working on Hall. Breaks him down, kicks it over. Nice extra pass from Gray to Miller. Miller's three, no good. Gets his own rebound. Kicks to Jake Spalding, three from the right wing. No good. And Hall with the rebound. You're not going to get two cleaner looks than that. Just short on both of them. And Hall takes it all the way in with the left hand and lays it up and gives the Tindley Tigers a 3-point lead with 4 minutes to go here in the game. Silas Spalding has Hall working on him, gets a screen from Rubel. Silas, step back three, off the front of the rim, rebound Dickerson. Dickerson's got 6 rebounds to go along with his 11 points. 3:45 to go here. Marcellin with the ball. Tigers lead by 3. He gets it into Robinson, who's guarded by Rubel. Robinson double team there. Coach Dillard takes a timeout as Eastern Hancock trails 45-42. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break and hear from our friends at 9 Star.
As a member-owned cooperative, 9 Star serves our members who are also our friends, our neighbors, our family. You know, we take that role very seriously. We want to provide that customer with the same experience and customer service that we would expect ourselves.
9 Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
All right, folks, we're back. Here, Eastern Hancock trails by 3 with 3:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. And you got to start to wonder if the larger college court is making a difference in this game. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The college court about 10 or 12 feet longer here than a high school court. And our last 3 3-point attempts have all been short. And you got to wonder if the legs are starting to make a little bit of a difference. There's also a bit of an optical illusion as you've got multiple 3-point lines painted, both the college girls and the college guys, which are further back than the normal high school 3-point line. So you got to wonder if that's also messing with our guys because they're shooting from further back as well. We've seen quite a few of them clang off the front of the rim, especially those from the wing. So it'll be Tindley ball here. Hall taking it out of bounds. Again, they lead by 3. Trying to get it to May, nothing there. Kicks it back out to Marcellin up top. Marcellin hands to Hall. Hall backs out to the logo, gets it over to Clark, back to Hall. Hall over to Marcellin on the left wing. Up top to Hall, back to Clark. Trying to get it in the high post to Dickerson, but also being patient here. It's way too early to go in stall mode, but especially only up 3. But they're being super patient. They finally get into Dickerson in the high post, and Dickerson travels with it. There we go. Eastern Hancock catches a break. 3:07 on the clock. Eastern trails by 3. The Royals have Jake Spalding, Silas Spalding, Grant Gray, Edric Miller, and Caden Rubel on the floor. Jake will walk it across half court. Guarded by Clark. He's just working one-on-one. Dishes to his brother Cy on the left wing. Silas kicks it up top to Rubel. Swings it around to Gray. Back to Silas. Thought about a 3. Pumps, drives. Dishes to Gray. Gray to Eddie on the left wing. Eddie working on Marcellin. Drives, spin move. Puts it up and in. And the foul. Basket and the foul for Edric Miller. Marcellin picks up his first foul of the game. That's the team's 6th, so the Royals will be in the bonus now. Any more fouls, But Eddie with a chance to tie it up here with the free throw with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left here in the game. Edric rattles it home, and it's tied at 45. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left here. Still 2 minutes and 38 because they haven't started the clock. Hall finally gets it across half court. Over to Clark. Clark up top with it, gets it over to Marcellin, left wing extended. Over top, Clark dishes to May. May blocked by Grant Gray, corralled by Rubel. And Rubel is just getting mugged, and finally they call the foul on, I believe that's going to go on Clark. That'll be his fourth. Grant Gray with an outstanding block. Caden Rubel with the rebound. That was huge in a critical juncture of the game. That'll send Rubel to the line to shoot 1 and 1. They ended up calling that foul on May. I thought they called that on Clark. They did not. They said Clark here in the gym, but they called it on May. His second, team seventh. Rubel 1 and 1 here. First free throw rolls home. Gives the Royals back a 1-point lead. He earns the second free throw here. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here. Eastern Hancock leads by a point. Caden Rubel with a chance to extend it up to 2. No good off the back of the rim, rebounded by Robinson. Robinson clears to Hall. Hall working, trying to get it across half court. Finally does to Marcellin on the right wing. Marcellin backs it out to about the half court line. Marcellin gets it into Dickerson on the high post, back out to Hall. Hall drives to his left, can't get around Jake. Backs it back out. Now he goes to his left again, gets around him, kicks to the corner. Marcellin for 3, knocks it home. Marcellin knocks home his second 3 of the game, and with 1:50 left, Tindley back on top by 2, 48-46. Jake Spalding with it, working on Clark, gets it to Edric on the right wing. Edric tries to drive, gets cut off by Marcellin, backs it back out, kicks to Rubel at the top of the key. Finds Gray on the left wing, up top to Silas. Silas gets a screen from Rubel. There's a stutter step, puts it up, and they're going to call a foul on Robinson on the floor, but that'll send Silas to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Silas with a nifty crossover move. Gets into the lane and now has a chance to shoot some free throws to try to tie it up if he can hit them both. Minute 31 remains in this game. First free throw rolls home, and he'll get another here. 47-48, Tindley leads. Silas Spalding with a chance to tie here. Rolls it home. Tie ball game, 48-all. Clark with the ball, gets it back to Marcellin, back to Clark. He crosses the timeline. He's guarded by Silas, kicks it to Hall. Hall drives on Rubel, cut off. Gets it over to Marcellin on the right wing, into Dickerson in the short corner, back at top. Marcellin now corrals it on the right wing. Clark at the volleyball line, 1:14 to go. Gets it to Hall out here by the volleyball line on the left side. They're going to be real patient. Clark with it, gets it down inside to Dickerson, back to Hall up top. Hall drives, gets cut off, dishes into Robinson. Robinson blocked by Gray, but they're going to call a foul. And that one looked clean, but a foul on Grant Gray is going to send Robinson to the line. Robinson, a 58% free throw shooter. He's 1 of 2 today. He's hit 1 of 2. He's got 2 coming. Tie ball game, 1 minute exactly on the clock. 48-48. Robinson's free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Second free throw. This is a huge one here, and it's imperative that we box out, get the rebound if he doesn't hit it. Robinson dribbles. Takes a long time here at the line. It's got to be close to a 10-second call, but no call there by the official. Second free throw, no good, and Silas Spalding rebounds it. 48-all. Eastern Hancock ball with under a minute to play. They're going to hold for the last shot here. Jake Spalding gets it across half court. He's guarded by Clark. Jake finds his brother, guarded by Hall. Gets it back to Jake up top, 38 seconds left. Jake Works on Clark, drives, puts up the runner, no good. Rebounded by Rubel. Rubel puts it up. Yeah, I can't get the roll, but he does get the foul. And that'll send Caden Rubel to the line to shoot 2 with 32 seconds left in the game. It was interesting there. I think Spalding almost tried to lure them into thinking that he was going to wait for the last shot. And you saw the Tindley defense kind of relax because they thought that he was going to hold, and then Jake just kind of beats him to the right, puts up the runner, no good. But the bigger Robinson had to come over and get Jake and left Rubel on the backside for the rebound. And Rubel nearly got that thing to roll in with a chance for a three-point play, but instead he'll have a shot to shoot 2 from the line here when we return from this quick timeout.
As a member-owned cooperative, 9-Star serves our members who are also our friends, our neighbors, our family.
9-Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
All right, so timeout on the court. Quick rundown here. Eastern Hancock and Tindley tied at 48, 32.7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tindley has 9 team fouls, so the Royals will be in the double bonus from here on out. Eastern Hancock with 6 team fouls, so 1-1 for the Tigers. This has been a game that the first quarter was back and forth, and then Tindley took a lead in the second and went into halftime with a 27-20 lead. Then kind of Royals came storming back, and then it was back and forth the whole third quarter, and the fourth has been the same, with Tindley usually holding about a 1 to 2 point lead, but we're back to being all knotted up at 48 here. Huge free throws on the way here for Caden Rubel. Calmly sinks the first one. Eastern Hancock now leads by 1. He's got one more coming. Again, 32 seconds remain. Second one perfect. He's 4 out of 6 on the day. Tindley inbounds, 30 seconds left. Hall with the ball. Gets it across to Clark. Back to Hall on the left wing. Looking to get it into Dickerson, nothing there. Hall is guarded by Silas Spalding. 19 seconds left. Back up top to Clark on the IU logo. He tries to drive on Jake Spalding. Nothing there. Jake just hounding him. Gets it into Dickerson. Dickerson tries to go over Gray and does. He scores, ties it back up at 50. Eastern gets the ball in. 5 seconds left. 4, 3. Edric Miller drives to the free throw line. Loses the handle on it. Gray puts up a buzzer beater. No good. And we had a shot there right at the end, but it's going to go to overtime. 50 all at the end of this 4 quarters. It wasn't enough, so we're going to get 4 more minutes of basketball here from IU East. Eastern Hancock 50, Tindley 50. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Royal Radio Network. The weather is cold outside, but here in Charlottesville, the action is heating up on the court. Eastern Hancock basketball is back and more exciting than ever. Now is the perfect time to come on down and check out the Eastern Hancock girls basketball team. Come cheer on your ladies as they make a run for the Mid-Eastern Conference Championship and beyond. You can follow the Royals all season long here on the home of the Royals, EHSN. All right, folks, getting ready to start overtime. This is our first overtime game of the season. Eastern Hancock 50-50 here, tied with the Tindley Tigers. So the only guys really in foul trouble, Jake Spalding has 4 for the Royals, and Robinson has 4 for the Tigers. He's the only guys really in foul trouble. Everybody else has 3 or less. All right, we'll tip it back up. It'll be Robinson and Gray. We're set to go here in the overtime period. Gray tips it back to Jake Spalding, and we are underway here in overtime. Royals have 3 players in double figures, Miller, Gray, and Silas Spalding. Rubel, free throw line jumper, in and out. Rebounded by Jake Spalding. Oh, he lost the handle on it. And Hall picks it up, runs with it. Dickerson, no good on the shot, rebounded by Edric Miller. Great hustle, great defense there by Rubel to fly back down, get in the way, and not pick up the foul. Edric Miller guarded by Marcellin. Marcellin's got his hands all over him, but no call there. Gets it over to Gray. Gets it back to Jake Spalding at the volleyball line. Jake working on Clark. He drives with his right. Knocked out of his hands, but they're going to call a foul on Clark, and I believe that'll be Clark's 4th. That'll send Jake Spalding to the line to shoot 2. The chance to put him in double figures as well. Yep, that was Clark's 4th. So they have Clark and Julian Robinson both with 4 fouls. Jake Spalding right now has 9. Chance to add to that total, and does. He gets in double figures, and I got 4 players in double figures for the Royals. Silas leading the way with 14. 51-50 lead for Eastern Hancock. 3:13 to go here in overtime. Jake's second one rolls out, rebounded by Dickerson. Hall has it. Tigers trail by a point. Hall gets it across to Clark. Back to Hall up top. Sets up the offense. Trying to get it over to Dickerson, can't do it. Back to Hall. Dickerson catches it in the high post, thinking about driving to his left. Does, cut off by Gray, back out to Hall. Clark to Dickerson, 15-footer, perfect. Dickerson hits the 15-footer, and Tindley retakes the lead, 52-51. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the overtime period. Jake drives, kicks to Silas. Silas drives with the left hand, shovels it over to Gray. Gray catches it in the corner, cross court to Jake. Jake, deep 3 from the left wing, off the back of the rim, rebounded by Dickerson. Dickerson's got 8 points to go along with, 8 rebounds to go along with 13 points. Corner, Hall's out of bounds. Oh, just lost track of his position on the court. Clark tries to throw it to Hall in the corner, and Hall was standing out of bounds. Eastern Hancock still trails 52-51, but catches a fortunate break there with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the game. Edric Miller finds Silas Spalding on the left wing. Silas back to Eddie up top. Eddie gets a screen from Rubel. Eddie gets around Dickerson, puts up the runner, and knocks it home. Edric Miller now with 12 as that beautiful runner with the right hand goes in. Eastern Hancock back on top by 1. A minute and 50 left here in the overtime. Hall, quick 3 from the left wing, no good. Rebound fought for, grabbed by Edric Miller, almost knocked out of bounds by Eddie. Great job. Eastern leads by a point. 1:40 to go here in overtime. Jake guarded by Clark. Drives, crossover, goes up, swatted away by Robinson, corralled by Marcellin, up to Hall. Hall with the layup, lays it in for 2 more. Tigers retake the lead, 1:20 to go. They lead by a point, 54-53. Eddie drives to the left hand, cut off, dishes to Rubel. Rubel to Gray. Gray, 3 from the right wing, off the front of the rim. Silas with the putback, no. Rubel ties it up. Silas nearly got the putback, but Rubel ties up Clark, and it'll be a jump ball that'll go to the Tigers. Jake tried to tap that one in rather than coming down with it and going back up strong. I think a little bit of that fear from those big guys with the long arms caused him to rush that, and that didn't let him put that one back up and in clean. So a minute and 6 seconds left here. Tindley leads by a point. Slowly walking the ball across. They get it across. Clark to Dickerson. Back to Clark. Marcellin's got the ball up top. Marcellin guarded by Edric Miller. Nearly throws it away. Gets it to Hall. Hall is fouled by Jacob Spalding, and that's going to be Jake's 5th. He'll be done, and Hall will go to the line to shoot 1-1 with 49 seconds remaining. Arlondo Hall, 66% free throw shooter on the season, has a chance to extend his team's lead. Tindley leads by 1, 54-53. They've got a chance. First free throw, no good, rebounded by Rubel. Edric Miller with the ball. 45 seconds. Royals trail by a point. Eddie guarded by Hall. Eddie beats Hall. Gets around, kicks to Morris in the corner. Morris guarded by Hall. Back over to Grant Gray. Gray drives to the left hand. Gets cut off under the basket. Puts it up. No good. Edric Miller with the rebound. Kicks out to Rubel. 24 seconds left. Silas Spalding gets by with the left hand, and he is fouled. And that'll send him to the line to shoot two, as I think Clark. Nope, they're going to call Hall with the foul. Hall gets called for the foul, and Silas Spalding get a chance to tie the game and hopefully retake the lead, as he'll get two shots here with 23 seconds remaining. Eastern Hancock trails 54-53. You're listening to the home of the Royals, the Eastern Hancock Sports Network. We all need to eat more vegetables, but we run into the same problems every time we go to eat them. Carrots and peas just have no flavor. Beans and Brussels sprouts have side effects that will send children running in fear. But there is one vegetable that everyone loves. It's corn. And when it comes to corn, there's only one name to trust: Paxton Farms. Paxton Farms sweet corn has been your go-to source of corn in Hancock County for years. So head on down and grab some. And when you think of corn, think Paxton Farms. All right, we're back here. Silas Spalding getting ready to shoot a pair of free throws. Royals trail by one in overtime. 23 seconds left in this game. These are crucial free throws if there ever were any. So Royals have Silas Spalding, Luke Morris, Edric Miller, Grant Gray, and Caden Rubel. Tindley has Hall, Clark, Marcellin, Dickerson, and Robinson. Silas's first free throw on the way and off the back of the rim, no good. They'll have a chance to tie it here with this second one. Second free throw on the way, perfect. Tie ball game at 54. 20 seconds left here, Tindley ball. Clark guarded in the backcourt, gets it over to Hall. That's got to be a 10-second call. Just based on the scoreboard, that was a 10-second call there on Tindley. But refs didn't see it because they didn't cross the half-court line until there was 12 seconds left, and there was 24 when Silas hit that free throw, so that should have been a 10-second call there. But they get it across. They use their timeout. They have one remaining. Eastern Hancock has 4. So 11 seconds left on the clock. All knotted up at 54. Tindley with the ball. Going to be a side out of bounds here, I believe, based on where they called that timeout at. Let's see what they're drawing up. You have to think they're going to try to draw something up to get it to go out to the wing and then hit Dickerson or Robinson going to the basket in the post. This has been an incredible day of basketball here from Lingle Court. The winner of this game, both teams will play at 5 p.m. The winner will play Greensburg over at Richmond High School in the Tiernan Center. The loser will play right here at 5 o'clock against the Heritage Patriots. All right, 11.3 to go here. Eastern Hancock all knotted up at 54 with Tindley. Both of these teams averaging well over 66 points per game, so this has been a slugfest from the start for these two teams. Clark gets it into Hall in the backcourt. 8 seconds. Hall working on Silas Spalding. Tries to get around Edric, not there. Gets it inside to Marcellin. Marcellin blocked by Gray. Gray puts it up, and Gray's full court shot no good. Grant Gray with the block and the rebound, and we're going to double overtime here at IU East. 54-54. 36 minutes wasn't fun enough. Let's go for 40 here, folks. We're going to take a break. I'm going to catch my breath, and we'll be back in 60 seconds with overtime number 2.
Hey, Dr. Elsperman, I believe one of the best ways to invest in a community is to encourage participation in high school sports.
I agree, Paul. High school sports can play a tremendous role in student athletes obtaining their first degree in life, a high school diploma. Ivy Tech Community College also plays a role by serving more than 70,000 Indiana high school students who are earning college credit while finishing high school.
High school athletics are all about setting students up for success in the classroom and in life, and that's especially important, considering less than 7% of student athletes play sports in college and even fewer receive scholarships.
At Ivy Tech, thousands of high school students complete their freshman year of college or first industry credential, giving them a head start on college and careers.
We appreciate the support of partners like Ivy Tech who invest in our student athletes, their education, and our communities.
This is Championing Education.
All right, folks, we're getting ready to start the the start of the second overtime here. All knotted up at 54. Grant Gray wins the tip against Robinson. Silas Spalding corrals it. Going to be Eastern ball here to start. Eastern playing without Jake Spalding, who fouled out there right at the end of the first overtime. We'll see who kind of takes charge here handling the ball. Edric Miller gets it over to Gray. Gray thought about the three. Dishes, nice extra pass, but Miller blocked. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it to Luke Morris. Morris drives. Wraparound pass to Rubel goes out of bounds. Right idea, but just couldn't quite execute. Marcellin gets it into Clark. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left here in overtime number 2. Marcellin gets it to Hall across the timeline. Hall working on the left wing up top to Clark at the logo. Gets it into Dickerson up around the top of the three-point line. Dickerson guarded by Rubel. Gets it back to Clark up top. Clears to Marcellin on the left wing. Back to Clark, back to Hall on the right wing. Hall guarded closely. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left here. Marcellin with the ball, guarded by Edric Miller. Kicks to Hall on the left wing. Hall drives to his left, pulls up from the short corner, no good. Rebounded by Silas Spalding. He's tied up by Clark, but is it going to be a foul or a jump ball? They're going to call it a jump ball, and that is a lucky break for Clark because that would have been his 5th. Silas Spalding corralled his 8th rebound with that one there. 2:57 to go. Tindley basketball. They get it into Dickerson. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Luke Morris for reaching in there. I thought Luke had good position, but they called a foul. I think that's going to be on Luke. Could have been on Gray. Yeah, that's going to be Luke. Only Luke's first. Team's 8, so Dickerson will shoot 1 and 1. Dickerson's first free throw on the way is good. Breaks the tie. The Tigers now lead with 55. Dickerson's second free throw on the way, also good. 56-54, Tindley leads. They get Royals get the ball into Edric Miller. Edric walking the ball up the court. Edric drives to the left hand, spins out of it, gets to Gray up the top of the key. Gray, long 2 on the way is good. Ties it back up at 56. .234 to go. Tindley trying to get the ball across the timeline. Finally do. Hall gets it in the lane, kicks back out to Clark, up top to Marcellin. Marcellin on the right wing, back to Clark up top, back to the left wing to Hall. They're just kind of swinging around the perimeter looking for a seam. Clark drives, dishes to Hall, nothing there. Back up top to Dickerson. Marcellin gets it into Robinson on the low block, nothing. Back up top to Dickerson. Dickerson drives. Euro steps around Rubel and lays it in for 2. And Dickerson is having a game right now. He's got 21 points and 8 rebounds. Under 2 to play. Silas Spalding drives to the left hand. Nothing doing. Throws it away to Clark. Clark pushes the other way. Has Robinson. Robinson lays it up and in for 2 more. And it's a 4-point lead for the Tindley Tigers with 1:44 to go. Edric Miller drives, gets cut off by Marcellin. That's going to be close to a 5-second, but no. Gets it over to Gray. Gray in the corner to Rubel. Rubel holds in the corner. 1 minute and 28 seconds. Gets to Silas in the high post. Silas spins. Puts up the left-handed shot. No, and Robinson corrals the rebound. Royals just looking a little bit out of gas right here. Hall with the ball. Penetrates. Minute 15 to go here. Silas trying to trap. They're trying to foul, but again, the college court just being a little bigger, just harder to foul. Edric Miller finally kicks it away, and 1:05 to go. Eastern Hancock trails by 4, 60-56. And you can see the fatigue starting to set in for the Royals. You got a full timeout here by Coach Aaron Spalding, and we will be back here on the Eastern Hancock Radio Network. We all need to eat more vegetables, but we run into the same problems every time we go to eat them. Carrots and peas just have no flavor. Beans and Brussels sprouts have side effects that will send children running in fear. But there is one vegetable that everyone loves. It's corn. And when it comes to corn, there's only one name to trust: Paxton Farms. Paxton Farms sweet corn has been your go-to source of corn in Hancock County for years. So head on down and grab some, and when you think of corn, think Paxton Farms. So Eastern Hancock trailing by 4, 1 minute and 5 seconds left here. Score is 60-56 in favor of the Tindley Tigers. It'll be Tindley ball here when we come out of this timeout. And right now I'm just happy that we don't have school tomorrow because I would not have a voice. 2 games yesterday. Double overtime here this morning. We'll have another game at 5 o'clock, assuming that this game ends before 5 o'clock. Yeah, tomorrow would be a movie day in my class if we had school because I would not be able to speak. All right, Royals have Silas Spalding, Luke Morris, Grant Gray, Caden Rubel, and Edric Miller. Clark, Robinson, Hall, Dickerson, and Marcellin on the floor for the Tigers. They get it into Dickerson. Dickerson back to Clark. Edric tries to foul him, but couldn't quite get there. 58 seconds left. They get it to Marcellin. They're trying to get it to Clark to foul. They finally do, and Luke Morris wraps him up. Clark, a 68% free throw shooter. We've already seen Dickerson hit some key ones here, so Clark shooting 1-1 here. I think they didn't want to foul Dickerson because of having a game today. Clark, first free throw on the way is good. He'll get one more, and the lead is now 5 with 52 seconds left. Second free throw on the way. That one's perfect for Clark as well. 52 seconds, Royals trail by 6. Edric Miller gets it across. Drives in with the left hand, lays it up and in for 2. Coach Spalding takes the timeout. So Royals trail by 4, 43 seconds remaining here. And you just got to hope it's not too little too late. We got to get a steal here because now Tindley will be in the double bonus with any more fouls, so they'll be shooting 2 free throws. And everybody on the floor, solid free throw shooters. Orlando Hall, 65%. Dickerson, as we said, is 2 of 2 today. Has only attempted 2 free throws before this game. Clark, 68%. Marcellin, 64%. Robinson, probably the weakest free throw shooter at only 58%. Eastern, again, I don't think anybody's in foul trouble now that Jake has fouled out. So they've got to use those fouls. Luke Morris has 2. Caden Rubel has 2. Grant Gray has 1. Silas Spalding has 2. Yeah, nobody in foul trouble there. We want to thank everyone who has been tuning in and listening to us today. It's been a lot of fun to broadcast these games. So Marcellin will inbound under the basket here. 43 seconds. They got to go the length of the court. And he gets it into Dickerson. Dickerson back to Marcellin. Marcellin tries to get, Royals try to get the trap. Luke Morris pokes it away. What are we going to call here? We had 3 bodies on the floor. They're going to call a foul on Clark. The hustle pays off for Luke Morris. Luke poked it away. Actually, they're going to call a foul on Oh, no, they called the foul on Morris. They called the foul on Morris. There were 3 guys colliding there. That was, that was almost a play on because it could have been a foul on either one, but they called the foul on Luke Morris, his 3rd, and that'll send Clark to the line to shoot 2. First one's good for Clark. Second free throw here for Clark on the way. It's perfect as well. Clark hits them both. 30 seconds left here. Silas Spalding gets it across half court to Gray in the corner. Gray's 3 on the way, off the mark. Rebound tipped around and Dickerson grabs it. Dickerson fouled by Rubel or Gray. Could go on either one. And Dickerson, like we said, has just had an absolute whale of a game. He's got 8, what do I have him for? 18 points? No, 21 points, 9 rebounds with a chance to add to that total here. 2 free throws coming for Dickerson. Tindley leads by 6, 23 seconds remaining here in this game. Dickerson knocks home the first one. Second free throw on the way, perfect. Lead gets pushed up to 8. Silas Spalding with the running 3 from the top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Robinson over to Clark, and he's nearly fouled by Morris, but not. Clark gets it up ahead. Dickerson is going to try for the dunk, missed the dunk, and Gray with the rebound. Gets it over to Edric Miller. 2 seconds, Luke Morris, corner 3 is good. But that's going to be the end of the ball game, folks. The final score here in double overtime from Indiana University East, Tindley 66, Eastern Hancock 61. We'll take a quick break here while I tally the scores, and we'll be back with our post-game show momentarily.
What separates high school sports from other athletic programs? We keep education in front of athletics. I'm Paul Neidig, Commissioner of the IHSAA, and I'm thrilled to introduce our new Assistant Commissioner, Janie Elmer, because I know she shares the same passion for education-based athletics.
That's right, Paul. As a former principal, teacher, and Hoosier student-athlete myself, I understand firsthand how high school sports provide a complete educational experience for students.
The real benefit of playing in the second classroom of high school sports isn't just about teams becoming better athletes.
It's about them becoming better people, building character and developing the habits they need to be successful adults in life. Accountability, teamwork, respect, perseverance. These are just some of the life lessons learned on the playing field.
It's good to have another passionate advocate for education-based athletics on the team. Welcome aboard, Assistant Commissioner Elmer.
This is the second classroom. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
All right, folks. Quick note here. The last time that Eastern Hancock played in a double overtime game was against Pendleton Heights back in 2020. Zach Arnold hit a layup at the buzzer to win that one. So it's been a couple of years since we've played in a double overtime game. The final statistics here for the Royals. Silas Spalding finishes with 15 points. Edric Miller 14. Grant Gray 13. Jacob Spalding 10. Luke Morris 5 and Caden Rubel 4. Silas led the way on the glass with 8 rebounds to go with Edric's 6, Grant's 7, and Rubel's 7. For the Tindley Tigers, Dickerson had 23, Hall 16, Clark 8, Marcellin 8, Robinson 7, and May 4. Dickerson led the way for all rebounders with 9, while Robinson pulled down 7 and Marcellin 6 of his own. And it's just a tough game there. And this is one of those games that Coach Paxton and I were talking before the game about the size of the court and the little bit extra fatigue that you get after a game like this. And especially when you go into double overtime, especially when you're only playing 6 guys, you're going to see that fatigue start to set in a little sooner than normal. So A tough loss here for the Royals. They fall to 7-3 on the season now. And they will be right back here at 5 o'clock here in about 2 hours and 10 minutes to take on the Heritage Patriots. So we will be back here at IU East at Lingle Court to take on the Heritage Patriots here momentarily, or here in about 2 hours. So we will be back live then. We'll check out that time. We'll be back with the audio broadcast, so check us out, and we will see you guys here in about 2 hours. Thanks for tuning in.